How's it going, lazy Bruce's up, Bobby Sixkilla, and welcome back to Abyss of the Sacrifice. It's time for us to jump in to seal the final chapter for Olga's story. Should be interesting. We've never done this one before, so let's see how it goes. Fingers crossed that it won't be too hard. The last couple have been pretty alright, to be honest. As compared to others. I couldn't save her now. This phrase repeated itself over and over in Olga's mind. She was now only filled with regret. 12 hours ago, she and Chloe had buried Asena's corpse in a small room, but Olga's energy was largely drained. She found a small, dim room and locked herself up for half the day. She didn't sleep, only wallowed for a few hours in regret. Before she knew what she was doing, she had her father's ID clutched in her hand. When she first met Asena, she'd found it on her way to the pharmaceutical storeroom in order to save Asena's life. Even though I saved her then, she wasn't hurt then. I couldn't save her now. She stared at the ID card in her hand. Her father's photo was printed on it. Father. As she gazed at his photo, the words poured quietly out of her mouth. Did Asena die because I'm inexperienced? Does this mean an amateur shouldn't try her hand at surgery? No shit. Well, he didn't have another option. Are you disappointed in me, father? She suddenly realized what she was doing. How silly. I'm still clinging to my father's memory. She was still relying on her father, even knowing he'd gone against the physician's code. It was so ridiculous, and she let out a weak and empty laugh. Olga. She turned to see Chloe standing in the doorway. Yes, Chloe? It's time. Ready? Yeah, you all rested up? We should get going. Okay. Olga had not rested at all. But she kept that from Chloe and got to her feet. Just then, her father's ID card slipped from her hand. It clattered to the floor, drawing Chloe's attention. That's... Chloe froze. She saw a familiar word on the top of the card. Icon. Icon? Oh. Just as Olga rushed to pick up the card from the floor, Chloe grabbed her wrist. What are you doing? She asked in a confused voice and glanced at Chloe, who was glaring incredulously at the ID card. Hey, I know this card. Isn't it the same card you used to get into the pharmaceutical storeroom? Yes. Where did you get it? From my father's desk. Your father's desk? She narrowed her eyes suspiciously. It was an office next to the storeroom. I found it in a desk there. Well, why does your father have a desk there? Because he's the hospital director. Now let me go, you're hurting me. Olga pulled away from Chloe. Oh, sorry. She let Olga go without taking her eyes off the card. The photo of Olga's father, the hospital director, was right in front of her. Olga's father. He has to be the man I saw before, it's obvious. He's the man in the photograph I found while I was hacking into the administration bureau's server. The man with the silver hair next to Jika. I had no idea he was Olga's father. After her initial violent reaction, she fell deep into thought. Olga looked at her nervously. Do you have a problem with his ID card? I thought you saw it before. No, I didn't get a good look at it last time. Her answer was so unexpectedly calm that Olga sighed in relief. But beneath Chloe's calmness was a smile. She was smiling and coming up with a plan. Seems I'm in luck. If I use this ID card, I could dive into the deepest depths of the hospital's back server. I could find out so much if I dive into that database designed to look like garbage. That or... Keeping those thoughts to herself, she turned to Olga. This is perfect, Olga. If we use that card, we might be able to find a way out of here. What? The phrase find a way out of here seemed to catch Olga's attention. What do you mean? Chloe explained. Think about it. That's the hospital director's ID. It can access all of Foundation's secret databases. Right? I guess. I'm sure there's a reason behind the recent huge strange incident. Whether it was a natural disaster or a man-made accident, we might be able to find out the cause. Although this was all made up on a whim, Chloe acted like this was her true goal. Olga asked a confirmation question. So you're saying if we figure out the cause, we might find a way to strike back? Exactly. And Chloe nodded gravely. Olga pensively bit her lip. A few seconds later, she raised her head. Okay, let's go look for a computer we can use. The two girls soon found an undamaged computer terminal. I don't see any headset. Don't be picky and just get started. Chloe took a seat at one of the computers. Man, this girl was already on board with my plan. If she didn't comply, I was planning to take the ID card by force, but everything's going exactly according to plan. She smiled to herself as she turned on the computer and started typing in commands. She's always scheming, isn't she, this fucking lady? It looks like it turns on. Yeah, now let me see that card. I'm going to access the hospital server. Olga suddenly started to do what she was told, but her hand froze in midair. For a second she was hesitant to hand over the card. Chloe was too busy looking at the screen to notice. She took the card, slid it into the slot, and quickly started typing commands. Here we go. With that, the two girls fell silent. Only the sound of Chloe's typing echoed out in the room. After a few minutes, Chloe completely forgot about Olga's presence. She typed in command after command and easily made it past the firewalls. It was almost too easy, by her standards. On top of that, this time she was logged in as the hospital director. Pairing this with her hacking skills, there was nothing that could stop her. Everything she wanted to see appeared right in front of her eyes. It was an incredible sense of power. While Chloe did enjoy the dangerous thrill of hacking, this feeling was unlike anything she'd ever experienced before. But her good mood was cut short. She found Orange's traces on the database. The access log appeared to be nicely overwritten, but Chloe could tell. Orange had already illegally accessed this database. Slight traces of this were left behind. Damn it, she made it this far on her own. Urgency and jealousy turned to anger that filled Chloe's whole body, but there was no time to be weakened by these emotions. She calmly talked herself down. I came here to salvage the data I found before, not to fight with Orange. Taking a few deep breaths, she proceeded through the database until she arrived at her destination. It was the hospital-backed server. It was the deepest part of the database, equipped with the highest level of security. The data she was looking for was about the Icon project. She found it in a matter of seconds. About Icon? It was a simple enough title. At first glance it seemed to contain just a set of ordinary business data, but it was protected more than it should have been. With the ID card, this protection was a piece of cake to surpass. She quickly unlocked the data and started scanning its contents. Apparently the project began 10 years ago. Its origin was a piece of data in the main computer's garbage folder that was restored by an anonymous hospital employee. The data was so old, it was unclear when it was created. It was believed to be a product of the old government, before the Administration Bureau. The content of the data was under the codename Icon. This Icon was a product of human experiments with the ability to manipulate special brainwaves. In other words, it was an experimental guinea pig. According to the old data file that the hospital employee salvaged, Icon also possibly possessed the ability to rewrite the world, or at least this is what the old government's researchers believed. The word possibly was proof of that at the time. Even the hospital directors weren't completely sure. The hospital staff was clearly interested, and the reason why the old government wanted this ability to rewrite the world, especially since it was not written down. In short, the old data file was considered unreliable, but a year later the situation changed. On Administration Bureau orders, the hospital began a secret search for Icon. However, despite all the years they spent on this, they could not locate the original Icon. At the same time as the search, on the director's order, the hospital began a series of experiments. Their goal was to create a new Icon replica. In other words, these experiments aimed to create a person with the abilities of the original Icon. They found a girl among the citizens of Foundation, with special brainwaves that could generate warped spacetime. Chloe searched through related data files for details on this girl, experiment data and articles on the findings of the studies. The last part of the record in the old salvage file had a summary of events. Foundation Year 21, the government used Icon to proceed with the Rewrite the World project. Simultaneously, experiments to use Icon to open the door to the surface began. However, Icon went rogue, creating dangerous circumstances. Foundation Year 25, Icon is sealed away. The colour drained from Chloe's face as she finished reading the file. Icon is the key to the surface? Does that mean without this Icon we'll never make it to the world above? According to the file, the Administration Bureau couldn't find the original Icon, no matter how much they looked, and their experiments to create an Icon replica started 9 years ago. Was Jika their Icon replica? Yeah, and the original Icon's the one that turned to dust when we were up there when we were doing Miki's ending. The hospital's guinea pig. Jika. Chloe was overwhelmed with deep despair. Damn it. She cursed quietly to herself. She continued speaking aloud. Is there no way to the surface now? Have I lost my only guide? Her mind was filled with pure confusion. She didn't even realize that she was talking out loud. Yet Olga was behind her. She'd been reading the words on the screen, over Chloe's shoulder. But her lack of sleep and the long silence put her on the verge of nodding off, until Chloe's first curse startled her awake. Her continuous cursing didn't make much sense. Soon enough, Olga overheard something she did recognize. Damn it, Jika was the key? Why is her name coming up now? Olga remembered the small, weak girl who had died a few days ago. It was a mysterious death. She'd not found any external wounds or internal illness. Chloe had killed her, yeah. As Olga reminisced, Chloe started muttering through clenched teeth. Did I kill our guide to the surface with my own 2 hands? Olga froze. What did Chloe just say? Jika is the key and Chloe killed their guide to the servers? Did Chloe kill Jika? It can't be. As confusion ran through her mind, she tried to deny her suspicions, but Chloe was the one who reported Jika's death to her. Chloe definitely had the ability to kill her. But why would she do that? And why does she regret it now? Just as Olga was about to ask these questions, it looked like our only option is to find the original icon now. Chloe murmured to herself again. Icon? That word sent a chill down Olga's spine. That's the name of the project that changed father. What could it be? And what is its connection to Jika? What if Chloe killed her intentionally? She took in the possibility. If that's the case, I've been left alone with a murderer. But going back to Icon, you have been left alone with a murderer. Chloe's clearly figured out something about it. I have to get her to tell me. She suddenly spoke. Can we find Icon? Chloe's shoulders twitched. She clearly forgot about Olga's existence for a while. She turned around with her usual poker face, but there was obvious panic in her eyes. Olga noticed this and shot another question at her. You're looking for Icon, right? Do you know where to find them? I didn't think you'd be interested in this sort of thing, but you seem awfully enthusiastic. Chloe was as quick to respond as always, but Olga could tell this response was her way of buying time. My father was involved in the Icon project. I want to know why it changed him. Huh? Chloe's sarcastic smile spread across her face. Olga slammed her with yet another question. So where is Icon? Chloe paused for a moment before answering. Probably on the lowest level of this area. The coordinates are XXX. How do you know that? You saw the file? A project of the old government administration has been in remnants from that era. Right. She nodded as if she understood everything. Well, let's go find Icon. They'll help us find our path forward, right? Definitely. Chloe's positive nod made Olga breathe a sigh of relief. The two seem to be on the same page. Chloe clearly believes that we can get out of this place if I can find Icon. I need to make sure she keeps believing that. I'm sure she has a different plan. Those coordinates were a big giveaway. There was no detailed information on coordinates in the file we saw. Besides, Olga thought, if Chloe really is a murderer, she could have contrived Miki's death too. In which case, I'm in danger right now. It would be even worse if she knew I had caught on to that. For now, I should pretend to play along with her plan. As for Chloe, she didn't expect Olga to be putting all this together. The two girls aimed for the lowest level. Okay, it's puzzle time, apparently. Push the button. Okay. It's a little too far away to jump over. Well, poo. What is this? An iron blade. It looks like an axe head. Oh, there you go. Maybe we didn't look around well enough. Oh, there you go. That's the handle, isn't it? For the axe. Now we can chop the chain? I assume that's the plan, right? I can disassemble the axe. Why would I do that? Should we really cut this? That's the only way to get to the other side, right? The platform is wobbly. That worked. Looks like we made it. Ugh. Chloe, did you hurt yourself? No, I'm fine. Just bang my elbows against a frame. Be careful. That's for the handle. Okay, that's why we have to disassemble the axe. Oh, actually... I'd like to attempt to smash some of these barrels. Maybe there's something we need in them. Hacha! Can we break it? There's something inside. We wouldn't have a barrel unless it had something inside, would you? 2 times 100? What does that mean? Oh. Axe, please. Hacha! 9 times 10. 90? Again. 8 times 1 is 8. Wait, how do we... Sometimes it lets me disassemble the axe and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, we need to have it active. I see. I see. Now I feel like we need to use the handle. In this thing? Yeah. Oh, no, to take it out. Fuck. And then these pieces of paper are our answer. Okay, I'm not too sure what's happening there. But we know the answers are 298. That's like 298 right there, isn't it? Another thing to cut by the look of it. Eep. What was the point of that? I just like breaking stuff, I guess. Don't we all? There. Numbers? 560. Is that how many times you pull this? Oh, no, it's changing. Oh. 298. Oh shit, they changed it. 29. What just happened? That was not the right answer. Oh wait, yeah it was. 298. Oh my god. That drove me up the bloody wall, I tell you. It should have been unlocked with the door open. Is it because my stick was there? A big application of force to the crack in the door might open it. Smack it with a hammer. I mean with an axe. I'll show you a big application of force. That's how we do. After swinging the iron axe at the door's crack, the door opens with a creak. They went through the doorway and into the darkness. What a creepy place, Olga murmured, as they walked through what looked to be an old, abandoned research facility. It definitely doesn't give me a good feeling. The plate from the door even read Biochemical Experiment Wing, and doesn't sound pleasant. When Olga frowned, Chloe put on a wry smile. But this facility was used ages ago. No living things could possibly still be here. I hope you're right. Suddenly they heard the door behind them creak shut. It locked to keep out intruders. Chloe? I know. Now we can't go back. Let's keep moving forward. More puzzle. Move? Oh, okay. We're in a strange amount of control here. Command? Stop and investigate. The barrier is closed. Thanks for that, Captain Obvious. The door is closed. Oh god. Really? That's how you're gonna do me like that? What do we got here? I wanted to look at the things on the wall, but it doesn't look like I'm allowed. Oh, we can open things. A lever. Good. Wooden box here, doesn't look like anything's inside. Is that it? I think that's it. The move function's really annoying then. We should turn around and... Can we stop and investigate and hit that with the axe? Why would the K be upside down? Oh, king and queen of cards. Well, a king is 13, and a queen is 12. Right, and if the king's upside down, then it's backwards, right? So it's 3, 1, 1, 2. Is that what we're talking about? 3, 1, 1, 2? Does that sound like a possibility? I mean, I got nothing else to go on here. The door has been unlocked, thank Christ. Alright, what do we got? What kind of facility is this? I wonder what kind of experiments were held here. I didn't even want to think about it. Look at this broken capsule here. There must have been some kind of creature in here before. I was always taught that every creature has life, and that all life matters. How sweet. Chloe's a murderer, so she doesn't believe in life mattering. Except her own, obviously. The button has been pushed down and won't pop back up. Maybe we're meant to leave. The button's the only thing here to click on. I can't figure anything else out. Is any of the other doors open? Probably not. Nope. Well, this is different. That door's open. I'm not into this hex dungeoning thing. Huh? What? Oh my god, it's a Geiger's alien. Xenomorph. Huh? Seriously? It survived? Now's not the time to be impressed, idiot. Run. Now we're being chased by a Xenomorph? Damn it, if all we do is run around, it's gonna get us. But what should we do? We've got to kill it. Seriously? Yeah, what do you suggest we kill it with? The room's security measures activate and a barrier suddenly appears at the entrance. Looks like I can't go through the barrier. Ooh, but what now, Chloe? Do we even beat that thing? Maybe if we take advantage of this barrier. The monster can blurrily be seen past the barrier. Is it gone? Beats me. Probably not. Did that make the barrier go down? Are we gonna die? Oh my god, it's standing right there. Olga, you dummy, run! Huh? We did. Yes. Asshole. Alright, we are back here. Let's grab the fuse, I suppose. Push a button, I guess. Grab the fuse. This time let's not dilly-dally. Get ourselves killed. Obviously it moves in time with us, which is worrying. Like, it seems to be moving in real time, which is terrifying. We just need the exit, there we go. The 4 arrows form a circle. And we got the cog for this thing. Oh, we need the fuse. Before that thing kills me. Oh, thank god. It seems there was still some standby power left. The barrier briefly appeared. Maybe we take advantage of this barrier. Let's take advantage of this barrier, shall we? I assume this is to do with the circle, right? Yeah, it's a circle now, I guess. Alright, if I push this button... Can I look around? I can't see behind me. Wait for the monster. Oh, I see, I see. Wait for a little. Wait for a little. Oh my god. He's so scary. Push the button. Now, Chloe. Take that. Thank god. Bad frickin' xenomorph bastard. Did we get it? Yeah. I can't believe that kind of monster was still around. Yeah, me neither. Can we go now? Oh, does the corpse have something on it? Ooh, did I have to look through the corpse? Fluids leaking from the monster are slowly melting the floor. Oh, I guess acid blood too, he really is a fucking xenomorph. And it has acid blood, which you already told me. You use the blood to melt the lock, right? Obviously. The lock melts without a trace and the door can now be opened. That was close. Yes, it was. The two girls panted as they defeated the giant monster. Then they rose to their feet. I want to get out of this creepy place as quickly as possible. I'm with you there. They began to walk again. After who knows how long, the two reached an extremely old block. The air was heavy, cold, and had an eerie density. These buildings have a very old design. They were probably built ages ago. Chloe nodded as they both looked around. Is Icon close by? Yes, we should get there soon. Suddenly Olga froze. Then how about we split up and look? Good idea. That should raise our chances of finding them. Okay, I'll go look over there then. Can you take the opposite path? Sure. They each went their separate ways. An ironic smile seemed spread across Chloe's face. Let's search for Icon? What a joke. I don't have time for that. Olga, you always wear a goody two-shoes. Chloe knew they wouldn't find Icon here. She was after something else. Meanwhile, Olga followed the path she had chosen with a serious expression. What are you after, Chloe? Icon can't be here. If the Administration Bureau couldn't find Icon, I doubt we can. Not in a place like this. This is probably one of the first places they searched. If Icon were here, they would have been found ages ago. Olga knew Chloe couldn't have come here to seriously search for Icon from the very beginning. Icon is not what is here. Chloe could only be searching for one thing. I knew it. She stared at the piece of paper in her hand. Chloe had been following these objects in secret this whole time. They'd clearly been guiding her. I wonder if I can use this. It might just be able to protect me. Olga started to think when she heard her name. Olga? Hand it over. Chloe's sudden appearance startled her, but she turned to Chloe and took a firm stand. Don't take another step closer. If you do, I'll burn this. Chloe, realizing she was at a clear disadvantage, glared back. What is this exactly? You've been after these from the very beginning, haven't you? You saw right through me, huh? Yeah. Olga nodded curtly. I also know you killed Jika. A new tension formed between them. You pretended not to be listening in on me when you really were. Of course I was. When Miki shot Asuna, I saw you whisper in Miki's ear. You wanted her to kill Asuna, didn't you? Chloe didn't answer. Then you must have killed Miki too. No, I didn't. Her vehement denial made Olga hesitate, and she couldn't believe anything Chloe said anymore. You're lying. Oh yeah? Think what you want. I bet you think I'm a serial killer or something. I mean, you kinda are. Would I be wrong? Olga could feel anger in Chloe's silence, but she didn't pull back. Finally, Chloe shouted in a deep voice. Whatever, just hand it over already. We'll never be able to escape without it. You're lying. For a second, Chloe couldn't believe her eyes. Olga had pulled out the gun and was pointing it straight at her. It was the same gun she'd taken from Miki. I thought you threw it away. I didn't have time. Chloe shrugged nonchalantly. She could see the gun's muzzle tremble. There was no way Olga would shoot her. Why are you pointing that at me? You were behind it all from the very beginning, weren't you? What are you talking about? You're the reason that we couldn't escape this whole time. That each of us has been dying one by one, and maybe even the fact that you and I are the only ones left. Excuse me? A look of panic flashed across Chloe's face for the first time. Olga had clearly started to believe that Chloe was behind all of their misfortunes. Although Olga looked composed, she was now at her wit's end. It was just like the time Miki shot Asuna. Chloe felt a single bead of sweat slide down her forehead. Disregarding Chloe's panic, Olga spoke calmly. These coordinates you've been gathering are proof, right? They held up the marker she found. Chloe instinctively took a step forward to get a better look. Just then, Olga's fingers started to press down on the trigger. Cut it out, Olga. I know you can't do it. There's no way you can pull the trick. But Chloe didn't have time to finish her sentence. There was a gunshot. And then, shot in the chest, Chloe crumpled to the ground. That's for the others. As a thin wisp of smoke rose from the gun, Olga looked down on her. Her eyes were now completely blank. They were simply deep pools of despair. Father, Still standing, she murmured to herself, I just killed someone. Now we're the same. A doctor's job is to attempt to save any person's life. Her father's words echoed inside her head. What hypocritical words. Olga smiled to herself. Either way, I should probably give up all hope of becoming a doctor. Something else had drawn Olga's attention. Were they attracted to the smell of gunpowder? Or did the gunshot wake them up? Olga had been watching the lizard-like creatures surrounding her one by one. There were about 20 or 30 of them. Olga got a better grip of her gun. Even though she'd been holding it this whole time, the metal was as cold as ice, just like when Miki handed it to her. Even if I end up in the same place as the others, I will put up one last fight. This will be my first and last futile struggle. Whoa, that's a shitty ending. I expected Olga's ending to be better than that, but at least she took out Chloe first. That's the main thing. Whew. I mean, I expect Jika to be the true ending, because she's kind of the main character, being the main experiment and all that. We'll wrap this up here. In the next one, we'll kick off with Chloe's route and work our way to that ending. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.